In this video, we're going to talk about 5 things you need to know before you go buying expired domain names. If you've been paying attention to any of the products recently released on JVZoo or Warrior Plus, then you've probably seen some software promising you lots of traffic through buying domain names. So before you go buy that software that promises to get you easy traffic from these domain names, which you may never implement because you end up confusing yourself about where to even start, this is what you need to know before you go into this strategy. I want to make sure you understand what it actually takes to make this strategy work. Hey there, Kim Wolf here with AffiliateMarketingInformant.com, informing you of everything you want to know and need to know about affiliate marketing. If this video helps you out in any way, definitely give it a like, thumbs up, comment below, and tell me where you are in your affiliate marketing journey. I'll be happy to help you out. So what is an expired domain and why do they expire? So just to make sure you understand, domain names are used for websites and they are purchased in yearly increments. So an expired domain is one that an owner has failed to renew. So this is an example of the domain name that I currently own. As you can see, you have the domain name here, you have the top level domain registration, which is going to be .com, .net, .org, etc. And then you can see here you have a renewal date. So for me personally, I buy my domains a year at a time just to make sure that I want to actually keep the domain name in the following year, especially if I haven't done anything with it. And in most cases, you can choose to auto-renew the domain name, or you can even choose to turn it off. So if this is set off, that is where the risk of actually not renewing your domain name comes, and the risk of it showing up in an expired domain list, which is what these various softwares promise to help you find and help you capitalize and make money from. Now, you don't need to buy any software to actually see these expired domain names. You can check out a free website called expireddomains.net. In here, you can come in and put in any keyword that you're interested in having a domain name for, and it will actually spit back a full report of all the expired domain names that are available at that time. Now, there are many reasons for why the domain name may actually expire. Perhaps the owner forgot to renew it. Perhaps the owner's payment method did not go through. Perhaps they went out of business and failed to take care of tiny details like renewing or canceling their domains. Perhaps they simply don't care about the domain name anymore. So the promise of buying an expired domain is that you can capitalize on the links and traffic that already exists for that domain name. However, in the internet marketing world, if it sounds too good to be true, it likely is. So here is the first thing you need to know about buying expired domain names. Tip number 1, there's more to it than just buying the expired domain name. So here's how it works. So on the left side here, you have these domain names that have links out there. They can live on YouTube, Quora, and Wikipedia. So what this means is when you're looking at the descriptions in YouTube videos, a lot of times there are links in there that link out to a website that's typically referred to in the video. In a lot of cases, when that domain name expires, those links still live out in those places, and they can still drive traffic to that domain name. So if it's expired, those people, when they click on it, they're going to hit a 404 page, which is just basically this page does not exist. So the idea is that you actually buy the expired domain name so that you can capitalize on any existing traffic that is out there. And then you have multiple options on what you do, where you send the traffic to, and how you make money from that. So the easiest option is going to be this option number 1 right here. The idea is to buy the expired domain name and forward it to an existing website you already have with relevant content. Now you have to make sure the content is relevant. Don't go buy a domain name that is for keto diets and send them to a make money online website. The traffic is not going to convert, and it's not going to be worth your time or money in buying that domain name because it's not going to work. The second option is actually sort of mid-tier as far as effort and work, is to buy the expired domain name and create a microsite. So a microsite is typically can be a couple of things. It can be just a simple landing page to capture email addresses and then communicate with those leads via email, send them offers, educate them, etc. Or it can be just a fewer number of really highly targeted pages with the email capture list to do the same as what I just talked to you before. Then there's option number 3. This is the option that takes the most work. The idea is that you build out a full-fledged website with relevant content onto the domain name. So here's a great example from bloggingcage.com. The author of this post is talking about how he capitalized on this strategy, but here's what I want you to understand. So when you build out a full-fledged website on the domain name, like an authority site, you need to put a lot of content on it. So in this guy's example, they bought an education niche domain and added around 100 plus articles on that blog. So that's a lot of content, and that's a lot of work and a lot of effort just to capitalize on the traffic that already exists on that domain name and make money from it. Buying expired domain names, tip number 2. Know the facts about the domain name before you buy it. You want to look out for red flags. These red flags include whether the website has been banned by search engines, whether they've received penalties for doing the wrong things, essentially gray hat or black hat techniques, whether they've had low quality content in the past, and even if they have bad backlinks. So let me show you what I mean. We're back on expiredomains.net. This is the site I mentioned earlier that you can use for free to find expired domain names. I was previously looking for expired domain names that had the word tech in them. So as you see here, if you put in a keyword, it will spit back a bunch of domain names that are available, and you can actually see on the status over here, you can see which ones are available. These are typically for just regular cost, anywhere between $10 to $15. And in some of them, you're going to see some nice price tags on them, like this one here for tech.graphics is for sale for $6,000. You even have some that say to make you an offer. So you can get an idea of which expired domains are available just by coming here for free. In my research, I found a domain name that I thought was pretty interesting. It's called Tech Help Site. You can see here that the results for techhelpsite.com is an expired domain. And I was actually looking at it and considering it, so I did some research on it. So as you can see, it has some numbers around it here. What you're really interested in is the age of the domain, which was originally bought in 2010. And the archive information of this, there have been 16 snapshots of what the content is on this domain name over the years since 2010. When you click on that link, you're taken to a software called the Internet Archive. So it actually allows you to see what was living on that website over the times of those captures. So there have been 16 snapshots of it. And as you can see, it started from 2010 and went all the way through 2016, I think, was this latest capture. So what I found interesting is that looking at these snapshots, which is pretty cool, right? But for the most of these snapshots, the domain name never had any content on it, which tells me there's not going to be a lot of traffic to it. And 2, the one time that it had content on it, all of the posts were actually just reposted articles from other people's website. So you can see this article here. The original post was from howtogeek.com. So there was actually no original quality content on this website. It was just repost from other websites, which a lot of people don't really appreciate. And honestly, that's not going to bring you any traffic. Another thing you want to do is you want to make sure the site has never been banned from Google or any other search engine. The easiest way to do that is to come here in Google and just type in a search for Google banned checker, hit enter, and it's going to give you a bunch of options. You can really choose any. You'll see that I've chosen a couple here just trying this out. And then we're going to put in the URL. So I was looking at techhelpsite.com. Put in the credentials here to confirm I'm not a robot and hit enter. And you're going to see that it's either banned or just not indexed by Google. So don't assume that it has been banned. It just means it's not indexed. So once again, that just confirms my point that there was never really quality content on Google for that, which means there's going to be no traffic for you. You're basically starting from scratch, so you might as well just go buy any domain name that you want. Buying expired domain names, tip number 3. If you decide to execute this strategy, you want to start with the easiest strategy first. So the idea is that you can actually buy a few expired domain names with the similar keywords, buy all of them, forward them to one single website that you already have with related topics. So in this case, you can buy domain names that have the words tech help in them. You can see there's quite a few of them here. Buy all of them, forward the traffic, and send it to a tech related website that you already have existing. So you have one website, you put all the content on there, and you can send the traffic from those if they have traffic, and if you verify they have traffic to your website. That's going to be an easier strategy compared to this one, where you actually build out individual micro sites or authority sites for each domain. Buying expired domains, tip number 4. You can buy expired domain names to sell for a profit. But watch out for trademark names. You can face potential lawsuits for registered and protected names. Here's an example of the potential money you can make with a good domain name. So originally I had purchased veganfemale.com. I actually let it expire. Stupid me. And that was a huge mistake. For whatever reason, I don't know why I didn't actually renew it on time, but I didn't. Then I tried to go buy it again, and I couldn't. Here's why. Someone else bought the domain name after I let it expire, and now has it for sale for $999 US. To get an idea of what domains sell for, you can go to a site called flippa.com and look at all of the domain names for sale. So you can see here there's interesting names here like interestingsoftware.com, bidding at $85 right now. They actually do have a valuation tool checker where you can put your domain name in and it will actually give you an estimate of what you could make if you sold the domain here. Buying expired domain names, tip number 5. Traffic can be short-lived and is not guaranteed in the first place. Be prepared for constant chasing and constant spending. So you need to continue to buy domain names over and over and over again. Here's an example of what I mean. So I'm back on the bloggingcage.com article about buying expired domain names. And as mentioned earlier, they had bought an education niche domain and added 100 articles on it. They mentioned their success with it, but if you look, it was short-lived. So they say that although it worked for just a few months, we made a handsome income with the domain name. They made money with it, but it only lasted for a few months. So once that traffic dies down, then the idea is you have to go buy another domain name to kickstart that traffic again. And this concludes the 5 things you need to know before you go buying expired domain name. If you're interested in learning real ways to make money online and get started with affiliate marketing, which is the easiest way for you to get started, definitely check out the link below. It's hands down the best quality free training I've found for you yet. If this video has helped you out in any way, definitely give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and comment below and let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.